Message to Delta, I'm about to play some audio from the show, so be prepared to edit. Hello everybody, it's your man Joe Mohawk 2694.
I'm Natsuji Goku.
And Django Fett 23.
And we are here with Volume 4, Episode 3 of the RWBY Report.
And as you can see, I'm holding a mic, which means the quality might be lower than usual for the audio. I'm sorry about that, but we're testing it out just to see if it's good or not. We might be doing a review on this, so look forward to that. But anyways, let's just get straight into this.
This chapter is entitled Of Runaways and Stowaways, and it primarily focuses around Blake.
As you can tell by the colors I'm wearing,
I think this is actually the first episode in RWBY history to not actually have RWBY in it. The episode opens with Blake on a ship, like what we've seen in the intro, but she's actually taking a boat back to her home.
So the captain of the ship comes over and starts talking about her, and how it's odd that she's traveling alone, and that she probably has an interesting story.
A menagerie, I think she said.
That's a word for something, but because, anytime I try and do on-screen research, Natsu tears me to pieces, I'm not gonna do it this time.
Fuck off.
She's going home, and she hears these kids laughing, and she's paranoid as fuck to the point where the captain tries to say hi to her, and she reaches for her weapon. In any civilized place, that would get you an immediate kick out of the place, threatening the person in charge. Of course, can't do that to Blake because she's Miss Perfect. Spoiler, I don't like Blake at all.
That's not actually a spoiler. You've made that very abundantly clear since Volume 3.
And then there's a mysterious hooded man watching her from a distance.
Also, Miles, Carey, Writing 101. Don't do something like you do in this episode and make the title of Runaways and Stowaways, because anyone who pays attention knows what the first thing you said about Sun was. So when you see the hooded figure later that's stalking her, nobody's gonna be fooled. Nobody is gonna think it's anybody other than Sun.
I honestly did think it was somebody else at first, but then when he was standing up there later on, I realized that it had to be him.
So then she finally just takes off her ribbon, and she now wears her cat ears with pride, which is very cute. It's very cute watching her ears change with her emotion. I like that. Very cute. Perfect. Puns.
We've seen her take her bow off twice now on camera, and every time you see her start to pull it and it starts to shrink, and then it cuts away, and then it cuts back to her and she has the ribbon off. 4 volumes and they can't properly animate her completely taking the ribbon off of her head. The ocean looks very much like Wind Waker, by the way.
Very pretty.
But anyways, then we move on to Yang. Yang's dealing with the depression of losing an arm.
The part that had both me and my dad going, "You're a fucking idiot," we cut to Yang being a friggin' brooding bitch.
She turns on the news and it's just, oh, beacons being destroyed. Oh, society's doomed. Oh, we're basically Fox News in this shit.
We just get like a recap of all the shit we've already seen, how there's wireless communications within kingdoms, but with the CCT in
Vale
being destroyed, cross-country communication is still impossible.
And then her dad shows up with a package. And the package is from Ironwood, and it's not the type of package you think it is. I had a theory that Ironwood was just gonna make her a metal arm. And Tai Yang, her dad, thought he would have to pull connections and stuff to get it, but no. Ironwood had it specially made. He had one of his top scientists put all his effort into making this.
Brand new, state-of-the-art Atlas tech. You earned this one all on your own, kiddo. General Ironwood already had one of his top scientists working on this. For you.
And it's a beautiful looking metal arm. It has a shine to it and stuff, but she doesn't feel comfortable with it yet. She doesn't put it on at all.
He wanted me to tell you that you fought admirably. You should be proud of yourself.
So Ironwood just builds her an arm out of the goodness of his heart, says she fought bravely, and then gives her a fucking prosthetic.
Suspicious.
As you all know, I don't like Ironwood. I don't trust Ironwood. I think he fucked with that arm. It's either gonna implant something in her brain, or at the very least, she's gonna be in a fight with it on. She's gonna be attacking a Grimm, but at the last second, her arm's gonna shift, and she's gonna end up killing somebody.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I don't trust that arm either.
So then we see her try to do daily chores and stuff, and eventually she drops a glass cup, which makes her flashback to Adam's mask, and she just remembers that, and she has like PTSD of it.
Cut back to the ship, where Sun reveals himself after this giant monster kraken leviathan dragon thing pops out of the water. Blake tries to attack it and gets her sorry ass handed to her.
And the captain and everyone's panicking. They're like, oh, load the cannons and load the cannons. More cannons.
Anyway, Sun appears, and we find out that he can actually move along with his copies of himself. And he makes one of the most cringeworthy puns ever. It's not even a pun. So now I know how you feel, Django.
Thank you. Finally.
What are you doing?
Just, hanging out!
Anyway, so he helps out, and he takes his stick out and helps, but it doesn't really do a lot. And then he shoves his stick in his ass. I'm not even sure where the fuck this goes.
So, Blake, instead of being happy that she has some fucking backup, all she does is whine and nag and bitch that Sun is there. Anyway, they manage to kill the thing by, I kid you not, they help each other get up, and, Sun's trying to be nice to her, but she's just being a bitch. She manages to slice one of its wings open, and then they pin it to a rock and use a heavy cannon to shoot its head off. Decapitation!
And basically, through the whole episode, Sun is acting like this, like, prankster boyfriend type, where he's like, hey, I'm all flirty and stuff. I only have eyes for you. If Black Sun becomes a thing, I'm gonna be happy. If Bumblebee becomes a thing, I'm going to be happy. I like both those shipping things. I just see that maybe Black Sun's a little more possible at this time.
She gets mad at him. He completely misses the point, showing how dumb he is by saying that he thinks she is waging a one-person war against the White Fang, but that he's going to help her. And she's like, no, I'm staying as far away from the White Fang as I can. I'm actually going back home to take care of stuff.
What things could you possibly have to deal with, Blake?
Oh, and there was also the funny line of, Sun's like, why don't you work it out with your team, your friends? You're one to talk. You just abandon your team unless, the rest of them is in the cargo hold. And Sun's like,
you really think I could get Neptune on a boat?
what a bitch!
And Sun's like, well, I'm sticking with you. Because even if you're not going after the White Fang might go after you because Adam is a stalking, creepy person. And Sun's already on the boat, so, he has no other choice. So, yeah, just like in the opening, he's gonna meet Blake's mom and dad.
Last thing that happens, we cut back to weird alternate dimension world where Salem is doing something to Cinder. Like, it seems to be hurting her. And then Salem says, it feels your trepidation, you must make it fear you, and in floats this sinister-looking jellyfish thing.
The Scyphozoa.
Called a seer.
And Emerald and Mercury looked horrified by this thing. It looked at them and they were just like, what the fuck is that?
And we sort of see the world through its point of view, which is just the yellow tint. It had a piss filter. Anyways, it comes over, and I guess it telepathically communicates with Salem. Because all of a sudden, she just goes,
I expect a clear answer. Did you kill Ozpin?
Just as Cinder's about to call for Emerald, Salem snaps.
I want to hear you say it!
And all we hear is just a little bit of raspy trying to say something, then just the weakest yes that Cinder can muster.
So Salem tells the jellyfish, calling it a jellyfish, not a seer, I feel like calling it a jellyfish, to increase security around Beacon because there's a fucking artifact there. Or, no, she called it a relic. There is a relic there. You will not be English and drunk, and they will find it. Anyways, so that's all like all the stuff that happened. This episode, I just loved all of it. I loved the I loved like the hardship I got from watching Yang through it. And I like her new design. I can't wait for her to start training and get like badass. Like I like Yang's hair and that ponytail and stuff. Looks very beautiful. And then I also like Blake's new outfit. It's somewhat like ninja-esque, but it's also like, it's just casual, but also it's powerful.
Hopefully next week we get some more focus on Yang and she finally gets her freaking shit together. Jesus fucking Christ, Yang, get over it. You're not the all-powerful warrior you thought you were. It doesn't take 6 to 8 freaking months to get over this shit. Come on.
One little funny thing that I noticed, Mercury has not said one word yet from the start of Volume 4. I believe he was ready to fight Dr. Watts. He said nothing. He has not talked this entire time. That might be because his voice actor is Yuri Lowenthal, so Yuri Lowenthal might have other stuff he's trying to do.
So, decent fight scene, at least. Apparently everybody can fly now. If you have a semblance, you can fly. Is everybody a fucking Super Saiyan now?
It's all a stage play.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. No.
I'm calling it Team Ranger. I don't care what comments say that Team Junior's better. I'm just going to call it Team Ranger. I called it Team Ranger before I even knew people were calling it Team Ranger. Since the end of Volume 3, I've called them Team Ranger. I'm going to keep calling them Team Ranger. That's a shout out to what does DC stand for.
Well, until next week, everybody. This has been Jomahawk 2694.
And Django Fett 23.
See ya.
I want to say one more thing. Jomahawk, I'm sorry for last week's video. I won't do it again. It was a dick move of me to do that. I'm sorry. This has been, but before I leave, I want to tell you guys, leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe if you like our videos. It helps out. With every like, every comment, and every subscriber, we try to become a little more professional. This has been Natsuji Goku, signing out.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
No, it's not. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Remember?
Shut up.
We looked it up.
Shut up.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Shut up, Joma.
Do you want to do this review? But thank you for confirming that I was right, and I just made myself seem more like an idiot because I didn't decide not to say it. By the way, you're like behind the light, so it seems like I'm talking to the light. Shout out to what is DC stand? What does DC? The DC person who always comments